Hello everybody, welcome back to Sophisticakes by Mary. For this cake, I decided to do this absolutely gorgeous Shabby Chic inspired boho ribbon fringe cake. This is kind of inspired by those ribbon fringe walls that you see as a decor now, but I thought I'd make it in cake style and top it with this gorgeous floral arrangement. So let's get right to it. So let's get started with the frosting. I used my American buttercream recipe that I will link. I'll at least put an iCard on the video. And I added Color Mill. It is an oil-based food coloring in latte. Just because it's oil-based does not mean you cannot use it on buttercream. It's perfect for chocolate, but it is great for buttercream also. And since this is a very tall cake, you could actually put a cake board halfway up this cake. Do 3 layers of cake on the bottom and 2 on the top, and use a cake board and some dowels as your support in between. Now I'm just going to level this out and smooth it out and place it in the refrigerator while I do the ribbon. Now I have a variety of different molds. A lot of them are Wilton. Most of them are Wilton, and some are just some other random molds that are either beads, feathers as you can see, or different kind of ribbons, or anything that looks like it could be a ribbon. And there is that fondant color on the fondant, or the same color on the fondant. And I just rolled out into logs, the fondant into logs, and then I put some cornstarch into the molds so that they do not stick. And try not to roll out your roll of fondant too thick, otherwise you're going to have a hard time and have to remove some. If you do need to remove some, you can just use a sharp knife or a sharp palette knife and just kind of scooch across the mold and remove the excess. Try not to cut in like I did right there. Try not to cut into your mold. They are silicone, but they still can be cut, especially if you're using a sharp knife. You just hold it at an angle, like just try to do it parallel with the mold so that you're just cutting off the very top. And then just turn it over to remove your pieces. So we have the rope, we have the twist, and then we have beads, and then I had a variety of different types of beads, and then I did some ribbon ones also. I think a large part of the success of this look is to use a variety of shapes. It adds a lot of interest. Now, if you only have a certain kind, just do a lot of different colors of that kind. Like if you have all ribbon ones, then just do lots of different colors of the ribbons. But if you can get different textures going, I think that just adds to the look. And I added the feathers just because I thought that looked pretty. All the inspiration pictures I've seen with those ribbon walls, most of them had some kind of a tassel or feathers included. It just another texture. And I'm just covering all of these fondant pieces up with some saran wrap as I'm working on them so they don't firm up too much, because I wanted to give them a little bit of movement on the cake. Now this cake I had just taken out of the refrigerator and let it set for a minute or two, and then you get some condensation on it, and that is going to be the easiest way to get your fondant to stick to your buttercream. But don't leave it out so long that it's softening up. You still want it to be firm. I mean, you can just take a couple minutes to get a little bit of condensation. And if you have already left it at room temperature and you won't have any condensation and it is crusted over, just add a little bit of water to the back of the fondant pieces and they will stick just fine. And as you can see, I did different colors. I did 2 different shades of that latte, one lighter than the other one, and then I did a dusty pink also. To achieve that dusty pink, I just used a soft pink by Americolor, I believe, or the Hobby Lobby brand. And then just add a little bit of that latte to it also, because the latte is an ash tone. And if you add that to your pink, you're going to get more of a blush. If you don't have the latte, if you're not using that, if you're just using a white buttercream, say, then you can just add some ivory to your soft pink. and get basically the same effect. And I am going to add some rose gold paint to some of these elements, just to give it another little eye-catching touch of something to make your design unique. And I just popped it back in the refrigerator to kind of just firm up and make sure that those fondant pieces were not going to slip down as I was putting on the arrangement, the floral arrangement. Now, yes, these are silk flowers. You can use fresh, you can use sugar flowers, whatever you prefer. For cost efficiency and for a lack of time to make the artificial or the edible flowers, I just opt to do the silk or the artificial flowers. For orders, I don't use these. Typically, I use fresh or sugar flowers. But this is just a different animal. This is for the purposes of education. You can use whatever kind you want. And then I have just added dollops of buttercream to attach the flowers into. Now I wanted this to have some height to it. I wanted it to have height and to be kind of at a diagonal. Just add another element. You guys know me if you've been following me for a while. I like to add different elements to my cakes to add that extra little something to it. So I thought this floral arrangement at this angle would really be unique. And I stuck with the neutral latte colors, ivory colors, and some pops of pink. And then the greenery I wanted to add because that just really tied it all together. This rose gold I absolutely love. This is by Truly Mad Plastics. I absolutely love their metallics. I am a convert. This is my favorite. They have so many different colors. And I just mixed it with some Everclear. You can use vodka, and you can also use lemon extract to make a paint. You just add enough of the liquid to get to the luster dust to get it into a painting consistency. And I just added it, little touches of it all the way around, but I didn't want to overwhelm it with the rose gold. But I just thought it needed a little something extra. And if you're using pinks, a good gold to use, if you don't want to use just your regular gold, is a rose gold, because rose gold is gold and pink together, basically. So though they really complement each other. And to finish it off, I just used some regular ribbon. And I added a couple different textures. One is that more lacy pattern, and then just regular, the zigzag shaped ribbon in a pale pink and another latte color. It's a little darker latte. And I just did a simple knot, kind of at an angle from the middle of the floral arrangement. That's a good way to line it up. You could do it on either side, but I thought it balanced it out. Balance is what I was kind of looking for with this ribbon. You wouldn't have to do the ribbon if you didn't want to, but I thought it just kind of made sense of the entire design. If you would like to tie it in a bow, you could do that also. I just liked how it all hangs down, just like on the cake. So I hope you guys really like this. I love it. I will always love a Shabby Chic boho inspired cake. And I think the floral just tied it all together with the ribbon. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you decide to give it a go yourself. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my video. And if you'd like to watch some other videos, go ahead and click on the link to one of these other videos shown here. And if you would like to check out my other social media, I am on Facebook and Instagram under the same name, Sophisticakes by Mary. And please take the time to share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload another video. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next tutorial.